It's time for the Nebraska Football Coaches Show. Proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsman placed product to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Also brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers.
Johnson, right hip of Riolo, takes
got him.
Frontside pressure comes, lobs one up the seam. It's Birdie. He's got it. Touchdown Huskers. 26 yards. Snap to Riolo. Rolls right, looks downfield to the numbers. Riolo plants, launches, far right side of the end zone, jump ball. Was it caught? Was it caught?
Unreal.
Touchdown Huskers! Ja'Cory Birdie on a prayer. 52 yards.
Now, here's your host, Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome into another week of the Nebraska Football Show. I'm Kyle Crooks, very special guest here tonight. We're going to talk a lot of offense here over the next hour, joined by offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen. Also, Luke Lindenmeyer will join us in the final segment of our show. Of course, big week. It's homecoming week. The Huskers get set to take on the Michigan State Spartans. And first things first, we welcome in the OC, Dana Holgorsen, here for the first time to the Nebraska Coaches Show. Coach, good to see you. Thanks for coming.
You got it. Appreciate it.
How's the week of practice been? I know you had a chance to talk to the assembled media, and you said you've never been around a bye week like this team had in terms of physicality, how you guys sort of got after it in full pads. What have you seen from this group here over the last couple of weeks?
A lot of resiliency. Kids are more resilient than coaches and probably fans are, but they were just anxious to get back to work. I didn't know what to expect going out there Tuesday. Coach Rule didn't really lead into what he was going to do, so to speak. I had everything scripted out, and then we ended up just scrimmaging the entire time, but it was very physical. The one thing that, and I mentioned this in the media too, that, playing a good quality opponent like Michigan, they just kind of showed us what it needs to look like. Just with the speed that they played with, the physicality that they played with, and I'm talking all 22 on both sides of the ball, So, and so I think our guys saw it when they watched the video. It was kind of eye-opening to them a little bit, and so – we had a good opening game against Cincinnati, who's a dang good football team as well, but it's a different style. What Cincy does defensively is a lot different than what Michigan does defensively. And, just being a conference game, give Michigan a lot of credit. They came in here extremely ready to play, so our guys really just they saw it and they couldn't wait to get out and just start working on some different things, and so we really practiced hard Tuesday. We really practiced hard Wednesday. Took it easy on them Sunday through the next Tuesday, and then going into Tuesday's practice, I really didn't know how Coach was going to respond to it too, and that was as physical as it was the previous Tuesday. So, I just think our guys learned a lot from that Michigan game and just really chomping at the bit to get out there and play on Saturday.
What have you liked most about the offense? There's a lot to like. There's a lot of good numbers that have been put up. So these first handful of games, what have you liked from the offense the most?
We're making progress. Just from where I knew where we were last year for the last quarter of the year. I knew where we were then, and we've put in an awful lot of work since then, and so there should be improvement. It should look better. The numbers should be better. There should be improvement there. So, and we are, but just not where we're at to the point to where we can beat a Michigan. And I'm talking like we got our tail kicked, we lost by 3 points. Mm-hmm. But the down in and down out, what it needs to look like, and it needs to improve. And I just think with these 2 weeks of practice, I think it's going to improve. But everything starts with the quarterback. Dylan's playing at a very high level. We lost that game 30-27, and Dylan had a reason. Dylan's the main reason why we were in that game. And so. He's just playing at a very elite level, putting the ball in play. My big thing with him is get the ball out of your hands as quick as you possibly can and put it in play. The completion percentage is high. He's not forcing things when we have runs. He's getting us into runs. Make him tackle us is kind of the thing that I'm really preaching with him, and I think he's doing that at a very high level.
When you think of the freedom that you allow quarterbacks in your offense, specifically because Dylan O'Kay has the full year, has the 4 games with you as the offensive coordinator last year, and now a full off season, what is the freedom with the checks at the line of scrimmage, his ability to check into certain things? What is that like for him in this offense?
Well, yeah, he's a very intelligent kid. I put him in the coach's kid category. I mean, obviously his uncle's the O-line coach, and Dominic has been around the game forever, which means Dylan's been around the game forever. So really, really, really football, high football IQ. Just really understands things. It's probably the main reason I changed a good bit. After the 4 games that I was here, I really didn't know much. I was just calling plays off a sheet of paper, so to speak. But going through the off season, how much didn't want to change any of the terminology, didn't want to change any of the calls. Just based on the fact that he was very comfortable with it. And the coaches, I think we've got a bunch of good coaches here too, and they're all very comfortable with it. So why make 99% of the offense learn something? I was the 1% that needed to learn something. And I do think the communication is really good. And it obviously starts with the quarterback, but the communication and the flow is a lot better than it was, and it just keeps getting better.
And I know you remarked it at some point. It's probably one of the hardest things you've had to do in coaching when you step in and you're now the play caller. And you always use that phrase, I think we all do, drinking from a fire hose when you step in a situation like that. Can you take people through just what exactly that was like late last year?
It's like learning Japanese if you don't know it. This was there is everything in the playbook. This isn't anything that I haven't said publicly before, but, this was an NFL-style playbook. I think Coach Rule's had it pretty similar for quite some time now. And so when I was looking at it, trying to decipher what was what, it took me a long time to be able to figure out what things meant, and it just gets to a point where, look, man, these kids are 18 to 22-year-old kids, and we get them for 20 hours a week. So it's just really hard to have everything at your disposal. It's just they don't think like that. It's got to be more compartmentalized and just to the point to where they know what to do, and we can free them up and they can play fast, And so that's just always kind of been my thing and my job since I've been here, is just getting it reduced to the point to where guys aren't thinking out there, they're reacting. And I think that's when you get good at playing offensive football is when you're playing fast based on the fact that you're freed up.
How much do you feel this offense is faster, freer now with a full off season with you? And of course you have to introduce new players every year because of the transfer portal, and there's that learning and that acclimation process. But how much easier do you think it is on the guys this year?
It's considerably better. We had most everybody here in the spring. So when you take into account, you got a winter install, you have a spring football install, you have a summer install, and then obviously you have your camp install. Those things, it's been going through their brain for 7-8 months. I think it's the trick as coaches when we start game planning. You start watching a lot of film of a lot of different offenses, and then you start coming up with a lot of different ideas, and we have really good coaches that are smart, intelligent coaches that, go through all the video and they come up with a bunch of different ideas, and I encourage them to come up with a bunch of different ideas. It's my job to put everything together and make sure it makes sense. We were playing fast and we were playing free for the first 3 weeks of the season. You go into a different animal like Michigan, you got to try to, I'm not saying trick them, but you got to kind of get together and come up with some different things of doing some stuff. And we may have got a little bit too complicated against Michigan. I don't think that really had any impact on the outcome of the game, but I just got to make sure that we don't do that, because these guys, they need to understand exactly what to do on every single play, as simple as that sounds. And they need to go out there and they need to play fast and they need to play free. So that's my job, and we'll get them ready for Saturday.
And we'll talk about Saturday coming up here on the show. Still plenty to touch on here with offensive coordinator Dana Holgerson. Fans, as a farmer, challenges arise daily. With the new enhanced Channel seed brand, you can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Also, contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. We continue on the Nebraska Football Show with Dana Holgerson right after this.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore-less corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
At Woodhouse, we're with you every step of the way. With more than 20 locations and brands, you'll find options that fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking for your first car, your next SUV, or something built to tow and haul. Enjoy straightforward pricing, helpful guidance, and a dealer experience built around you. Visit one of our convenient locations today or explore your options online at woodhouse.com. Serving our customers for 50 years, this is Woodhouse.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley Parts or Service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Fans, as a farmer, challenges arise daily with the new enhanced Channel Seed brand. You can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Back here on the Nebraska Football Show, joined by the OC, Dana Holgerson, here for this hour. We do have Luke Lindenmeyer coming up in the final segment, getting you ready for the homecoming game against Michigan State. All right, Coach, Michigan State, a very good group. They've had their struggles defensively, but you look at them, still a Big Ten front, have a lot of size up front. When you look at them on tape, what are some of the challenges that will arise this weekend?
Yeah, every game's a challenge. I don't care who you play. Every game's a challenge, especially in the Big Ten. You know, I've never competed against Michigan State. That was one thing that was attractive to this job, is I haven't competed against a lot of the schools that we're competing against, based on the fact that I was in the Big 12 for so long. But it's Big Ten football, man. And it starts with with just overall girth. You know, just big bodies. They have big bodies up front. They have active linebackers. They have, you know, safeties that have come downhill, you know, so it's just the physicality is going to be a challenge. I guarantee you at Michigan State for the past 2 weeks, they've been watching the Michigan game and saying we can push these guys around, you know, and so, you know, we've told our guys that, and we're not going to let that happen. Mm-hmm. You know, we can't let that happen. But that's Big Ten football, you know, and so Michigan State's got great tradition. They got, you know, great coaches and they got great players, and they're going to come in here expecting to win. So, you know, every game that we go into, get yourself prepared for a fight. Get yourself prepared for a 4-quarter game. Get yourself prepared for a 1-score game. You know, if it doesn't happen that way, then good for us. You know, going back to, you know, what happened last year. I mean, it was USC was a 1-score game. I'm just talking about when I got here. Mm-hmm. USC was a 1-score game, and then we got hot against Wisconsin, and we put that thing away, which was fun, and that's what it needs to look like. We go to Iowa, and it's a 1-score game. Go to a bowl game, Boston College, it was a 1-score game. Open up with Cincinnati, it's a 1-score game, right? Opening Big Ten game, Michigan, it's a 1-score game. So that's college football. I had a chance to take a deep breath last weekend, and you know, that Friday night and Saturday was elite watching football. It was elite watching football. All 3 games on Friday night were a 1-score game. Mm-hmm. You know, you get into all the games that happened on Saturday, it's all 1-score games. You know, it just seems like. So parity in college football, I think, is upon us. You know, so just get ready for a dogfight. But Michigan State, they're a great team, and it's going to be a challenge for us, and that's what we need right now.
Yeah, I mean, you had a chance, I'm sure, to watch a lot of the Big Ten games, but one thing that stands out to me, and you've been around a lot of great quarterbacks, but how good the quarterback play is in the Big Ten. I think that's grown over time. Everyone's always thought of the Big Ten as 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but now you got some really good throwers in this league. What do you see from the quarterback play?
Yeah, I saw a stat, that Dylan's second, third in the country in like completion percentage. Well, Ohio State's 1, Oregon I think is 2. you know, I think Indiana's like 4 or something like that. I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot of good quarterback play, and to have that high a completion percentage from Big Ten quarterbacks, I think is pretty amazing. College football in general is changing. I do think that there's a lot of parity, which just comes back to it all starts with the quarterback. If that quarterback's operating at a high level, then they're going to have a chance to win. I thought Sorsby week 1 was a good player. We limited him in the pass game, but since he just got done throwing for 300-400 yards against Kansas, and so he's playing at a very high elite level right now, and that's a team that we're fortunate enough to beat week 1. So glad we got one of those guys. At the end of the day, I'm just glad we got one of those guys. Dylan's playing extremely well, and he's the most motivated guy in the building right now.
Back in our first segment, you mentioned a little bit about physicality of the Big Ten. There's been a lot of noise around the struggles of the offensive line in the game against Michigan, and those guys want to go out there and prove something. What have you seen from them in terms of, okay, the challenge has been presented to you. There's a lot of people that are saying certain things about what you can do. How have they maybe risen to the challenge? We won't know until Saturday, but maybe in the weeks leading up here at practice.
Well, I think Coach Rule does an excellent job of, getting our guys to focus in on what we think, and with all due respect to fans and media, we don't need them to confirm things, because we can confirm this internally. We know that we didn't put our best foot forward and that they got after us. Okay. Once again, I know people don't want to hear this, but kudos to Michigan. That's an elite front. Okay. That's an elite front, and I think our center, Justin Evans, is one of the best players we got. And on the first 4th and 2, the 3 technique whipped them, and it was an elite play by that defensive tackle. Okay. Our edge, our pass protection on the edges has absolutely got to improve. And we have taken probably 200,000 pass sets over the last 2 weeks. Okay. And we're challenging other guys to step their game up to where we can be better at that. Okay. So, once again, just, seeing what that thing looks like, and knowing if we want to play on that level, which that's the expectation at Nebraska, that's the expectation of our head coach, Coach Rule, in this program, then it just needs to improve. If we want to protect the pocket and protect the quarterback, the receivers need to get open quicker. They have a job in this too. As far as getting off a press, running their routes full speed, getting where they're supposed to be, where the quarterback can throw the ball on time, that's going to help reduce pressures. That's going to help reduce sacks. So it's not just point the finger at the O-line. Everybody's got to play a part in this. Dylan openly admitted this. There's a couple opportunities for him to get the ball out a little bit quicker. And that's my job. That's the first thing I said to Dylan when I first got here and watched the UCLA game is, man, you got to get the ball out quicker. You're taking too many hits, and so that's just a constant reinforcement. That's the play calls that I'm calling. Is it allowing the ball to get out as quick as it needs to be? So everybody's got to play a part in this. The physicality in the run game, it's a little different story, but it's along the same lines of, we got to do a better job up front. We probably had too much run game in. That's my fault. Okay. We have to make sure our guys know exactly what to do. They work their pad level. They can finish blocks. We have to run more violently. We have to block downfield more violently. Tight ends play a role in this as well. And so just everybody's got to assume responsibility for it, and we've been out there and we've been working hard on being able to do it. I know Nebraska wants to run the ball, so do I. I don't go into a game with a set number of run plays, a set number of pass plays. I don't want to run at 50%, pass at 50%. If that happens, that's fine. but whatever's working is what I'm going to call. You know, and so if we want more rushes, then we have to get more positive rushes. You know, and then those backs need to run more violently to the point to where we have not 5-yard gains, but 8 to 10 to 12-yard games, and then every now and then a home run hitter.
I'm fascinated by the preparation process because the amount of time you guys spend in the offices is crazy. But how much of the game plan is maybe even buttoned up by when we talk on a Wednesday, or does it take a full week for a Friday or a game day? You still have certain things you need to iron out.
You know, this year has been a little unique. It's about to get real. It's from a preparation standpoint, but this week up until this point, going into week 5, I really haven't felt stressed from a game planning perspective. I'm gonna moving forward, but you know, that Cincinnati game, and we've been game prepping all summer, you know, and all camp, you know, and then we had 10 days before we had to play Akron, you know, so we were in a good spot on Tuesday, Wednesday, you know. Houston Baptist, we got ahead of that pretty quick. I think we all know why, you know, and then going into Michigan, I've basically been prepping for Michigan all summer as well, you know, and so that was pretty much it. Now we're on a bye week, so my game plan's been in for 2 days now, you know, based on having that extra time. Well, we get into these next 5 weeks, okay, where you got to flip that switch, and then boom, Sunday you're on to a brand new opponent. Wednesday night is going to be a long night of finalizing things. We're going to have 2 good practices under our belt, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then I got to finalize things on Wednesday night, and Thursday becomes a really, really, really important practice from finalizing the game plan. And then after practice on Thursday, it's over. Okay, so up until this point right now, it's kind of been over, you know, on a Tuesday, Wednesday, but moving forward, especially when you start getting into some of these short weeks. We got 2 6-day weeks. You know, we get back from I believe we come back from Maryland. We got to go to Minnesota 6 days later. You know, and so then it's going to get really challenging. And so these nights are going to get a lot longer. The later in the week practices are going to become more important.
Yeah, it's a fascinating process for sure. Get reliable propane, fuel, and lubricants from Central Valley Ag for home, farm, and business. We wrap it up with Dana right after this.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at Woodhouse. We carry a wide selection of trusted brands across more than 20 locations, offering everything from efficient daily drivers to bold new EVs and family-ready SUVs. At Woodhouse, we put your experience first, offering expert guidance and a trusted team that's guaranteed to help you find the right vehicle. Visit a location near you or start shopping online at woodhouse.com. More ways to drive, more reasons to trust. This is Woodhouse.
Hey Husker fans, every grower's got that game-winning play. Maybe it's upgrading that old pivot, switching up the play with smart tech, or controlling water like a pro. Valley Irrigation's putting $100,000 on the line to back 2 growers ready to score big. This is your chance to get that $75K or $25K irrigation grant, plus a $50 parts or service voucher just for logging in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Visit valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. That's valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorseed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 8th and October 31st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 28th in Lincoln, plus a pregame tailgate experience. Don't miss your shot to be a part of the action. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Fall City or Osceola Implement to enter. It's easy, it's free, and you could be cheering on the Huskers in person this season. Go Big Red!
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Welcome back. Final segment here with the offense coordinator, Dana Holgerson, on the Nebraska Football Show. Kyle Crooks back with you as well. Now it's time, as always, for the Alumni Hall Alumni Spotlight. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop.
Snap back to O'Brien. Sets, throws, little wide receiver screen blown up by Levante David. Tyrell Cool just absolutely got obliterated right there by Levante David.
Well, Coach, you've had Levante on the other side there on the Nebraska defense. He's one of the more terrorizing linebackers in Nebraska history.
Yeah, he came to a spring practice, as well. And so, got a chance to meet him in person. But, I was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State back in 2010, and he was one of the linebackers, and Will Compton was one of the other linebackers. And Both great players, man. Really, really, really great players. You know, we ended up that season 11-2, 2 losses. One was Nebraska and one was Oklahoma. You know, and so that game was a complete shootout. You know, and they were good defensively. They had Prince, the corner, as well. We were 1 or 2 in the nation in offense that year. Brandon Whedon, Justin Blackman, Kendall Hunter. We had some really good players. That battle with Blackman and Prince on the outside was amazing. And then Kendall Hunter was a 1,500-yard rusher. You know, that thing ended up being a complete shootout. But Kendall had like 200 yards in that game. And I just remember those linebackers coming downhill and like Kendall making them. I don't think it was Levante. It had to be Will.
Yeah.
You know, making guys miss in the hole and stuff like that. But that was an unbelievable game. Shootout. Shoot your quarterback, Martinez. We didn't think he was a very accurate passer, and if you look at his stats, he wasn't. He was like 27-30 in that game. So Nebraska ended up winning that game in Stillwater, but what a fantastic matchup, and Levante just a great player and just a awesome human being as well.
Was there a guy in the Big 12 that stood out from a defensive standpoint that always just a pain?
Yeah, best one I ever went against was Roy Williams at Oklahoma. I mean, that dude, we played him like 2 years in a row, and you know, that dude had like 20 tackles in each. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame linebacker, but that one really stood out. Levante is obviously one that stood out to me. You know, but just been in the Big 12 for such a long time, and you know, shoot, it's so long ago. It's back when Nebraska and Oklahoma were in the Big 12. You know, and so.
And for you, I mean, you've had such an accomplished career as a head coach. How much are you enjoying this, again, being an OC, having the ability to, you know, you have to do a little bit less, I guess, from the CEO perspective, but being more creative with play calling and being back in this role? How much do you like this?
Yeah, a lot. Not you know, a little bit less CEO thing, a lot less CEO stuff. You know, it's 2 different times as a head coach, I gave up play calling, you know, and my last 2 years at West Virginia, I gave up the play calling stuff just to kind of start focusing more CEO stuff. When I made the decision to go to Houston, I missed it so much. I wanted to get back into the play calling stuff. And at that point, Houston was, you know, group of 4. It was before transfer portal. It was before NIL. So, you know, I got back in, started calling the plays. And then 3 years later, we did have the transfer portal. We did start having NIL. And so then I had to readjust my day-to-day to the point where I couldn't handle the play calling duties as well. So that's just what I love to do, and that's, you know, what's allowed me to be successful in this profession. And so I made that decision that's what I wanted to do. I'd rather be offense coordinator under a guy like Matt Rule in a conference like the Big Ten than do some other stuff that I had an opportunity to do. So just really excited and. You know, can't wait to get to work. Can't wait to watch the video. Can't wait to prep. Can't wait to practice it and get the game plan together. And then can't wait to get out there on Saturday and call it.
I know you sort of mentioned your routine, but how much are you watching back, say, Saturday night, you're already in that tablet and you're already looking through things? I mean, is it right away as soon as that final whistle blows that you're in it and you're sort of looking things over?
Yeah, you know, it's just we're in such a different time now. I mean, shoot, we watch it on the sidelines.
True, yeah.
You know, and so, you know, at the end of every series, I get over there with Coach Thomas and Dylan, and we watch every single play. And so I watch it after every series, you know, and then I take one of those tablets home and either watch it on the plane or go home and watch it on my couch, you know, and so then I watch it again. Usually we'll like turn the TV copy on because you can see some different things on the TV copy that you can't see on the tablets. And even these tablets have the TV part of it. You know, you're watching all 11 on the side, you're watching all 11 from behind, both angles, and then you got like the TV cut on it right there. So that I don't have the time to do that on the sidelines. But I do that probably later that night, and then you get in there in the office on Sunday morning, and you get the whole offensive staff together. You watch it again, then you watch it with the players, you know, and then you're always going to go back and kind of reference it. But you know, by Sunday's practice time, you've already moved on to the next opponent because you have to, you know, and And then if we have to go back and reference some things, we will at that point.
And I want to wrap up here with talking about Luke Lindenmeyer, because he's a conversation we're going to have coming up in the next segment. But the night he had against Akron, the first career touchdown, the engagement, and he's had such a bigger role since you've come around.
Yeah, man. We had good tight ends last year too. And so he wasn't playing as much, and I saw something different in him. He wasn't playing as much based on the fact that we had good tight ends that were playing at a very high level. But he was a young kid, and I just felt like he was going to continue to get better. His receiving skill set, I think, is elite, but he gets in there and blocks his tail off as well. He's a fantastic kid. He's a great leader. His faith is strong, but he's a Nebraska guy, that just loves being here, loves playing here, loves to play the game, and that's infectious to the other people as well.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time, and I'm sure I speak for all Nebraska fans where it's a game changer having you around, calling the plays, and best of luck this Saturday against Michigan State.
Appreciate it. Can't wait to get out there and play, man. It's going to be exciting.
All right, Dana Holgorsen joining us here on the Nebraska Football Show. Still one more segment to go. We'll chat with the tight end Luke Lindenmeyer. That's next.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
At Woodhouse, we're with you every step of the way. With more than 20 locations and brands, you'll find options that fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking for your first car, your next SUV, or something built to tow and haul. Enjoy straightforward pricing, helpful guidance, and a dealer experience built around you. Visit one of our convenient locations today or explore your options online at woodhouse.com. Serving our customers for 50 years, this is Woodhouse.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley parts or service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
This is the commercial for Pioneer Seed Corn.
100 years ago, one seed changed everything. In 1926, Pioneer revolutionized farming with the first commercial production of hybrid corn. The one that started it all, the one that still turns heads, and the one that grows the future. This year, we celebrate a century of innovation. One big milestone made possible by one moment, one farmer, 100 seasons. See how it all began at pioneer.com/100.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Football Show. Kyle Crooks back with you for our final segment. It was great to chop it up with the offense coordinator, Dana Holgorsen, there for 3 segments. A lot of great stuff leading into the homecoming game against Michigan State and the Spartans. But we have an opportunity to chat with the tight end, Luke Lindenmeyer, who certainly turned a corner since Dana Holgorsen has been around here, and his pass-catching production certainly has gone up, and looking for a great rest of the season from number 44. Here's my conversation with Luke. All right, Luke, getting set to head into a new week here, homecoming week with Michigan State in town. But for you, if you've had the chance to sort of digest the tape of Michigan after the bye week, how do you like what this offense has done so far and where you guys are headed?
I love it. I mean, Coach Holgerson's putting together a great game plan, some new stuff in, some different things that we've done, just new ways to do it. And, I mean, I'm pretty excited. There's some good stuff in the game plan for tight ends, receivers, and it too.
What does the bye week look like for you? You guys get a chance to get away for a little bit. I know you had a couple of fully padded practices where you really went at it, but what does it look like for you?
Well, it was a good week to get back on schoolwork. Mm-hmm. You get a little behind when the season gets going, and I had a professor who had a test last week too. So any professor that puts a test on a bye week, I love them. So I mean, getting back to schoolwork, I kind of got sick last week, so that was honestly, it's a perfect time to get sick too. Kind of like that flu season. So I mean, really just using it to not only get your body back, but also get healthy too. Or not, I already said that. To get healthy, but to get better too. And also, we're student athletes too, to get schoolwork done too. You get some more time to do that kind of stuff in the afternoon. Yeah,
it's like your immune system planned for you to get sick during the bye week.
So that's perfect.
That worked out. For you, it's been a crazy year. Let's go back to the Akron game. You probably talked about it a million times, but the engagement after the game, your teammates obviously knew and they were waiting for the moment. Yeah. And for you, how much was the heart beating, just the nervousness of understanding? First of all, you caught your first career receiving touchdown in that game, and knowing that moment was going to happen. What was that feeling like?
It was amazing. I tried not to think about it that much during the game. Coach Rule kind of did a good job having me lock in on the game first, and then proposal after the game, focus on one thing at a time. But I mean, once the fourth quarter was about to end, I was starting to get those nerves. But I mean, me and her talked a lot before, and I can't wait. I mean, we just been wedding planning this past couple of weeks, and it's been crazy. It's been awesome.
Chatting with Luke Lindenmeyer. So what has that been like, the wedding planning process? That's probably more stressful than like the day of the wedding, right? Like leading up, there's so much stress that goes into the wedding. But for you, balancing football, schoolwork, and now wedding planning is pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Kaylin's been doing a great job, and so is her mom, Jess, just taking it over. They understand how busy I am, and she's very busy too, as also a student and a dancer. And they kind of take it over for me, but they've been asking me like, hey, do you want this? Do you want this? And I kind of take it over, like some littler stuff that doesn't take as much time. But I mean, Kaylin just. Yeah. She's been amazing.
Eventually, you'll have to take a little bit more and put more of that on your plate, I'm sure. Well, back to football and your role in this offense, because you've taken a big jump in terms of your production as a receiver, which I think was expected. I'm sure it was expected from you. But you took a big jump when Dana took over the offense last year, and now he has a full season a full off season as the coordinator. How has he maybe put you more kind of front and center in this offense?
Well, I think it's just, in his offense, like the ball just goes to whoever's open, really. And I feel like I've done a good job just like finding space and getting open. And Dylan is the best of the best of putting the ball in people's hands who are open. So just working off of how good Dylan is at quarterback and just being in a position to where he can get me the ball and then just making one guy miss after that.
Dylan's played at an elite level. Objectively, you look at the numbers, he's played at an elite level. What are some of the intangible things that people don't see that has allowed him to take a really big leap here?
Well, he's a great teammate, first of all. Like, guys like him, and people want to be around him. People want to play well for him. And like when he plays well, like that makes us want to play well too, because we want to we don't want to waste like his playing ability. And just him being so smart in all the preparation that he puts in. Like yesterday, I saw him like getting ready to go on a treadmill after dinner to get some extra cardio in, and he's here like early in the morning every day watching film, getting his body right. And like when we see that, we're like, okay, this is our guy, this is our quarterback, and he's putting in all this extra work. I want to do that too.
What's the prep look like with Sat and you guys in the tight end room, especially Heinrich, who's learning a new position, Carter, who's coming off injury, like that group? What's that relationship like? Kind of what's your weekly prep look like for you guys?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing every week. Tell the truth Sunday, learn from the game, physical today, physical Tuesday, and just keep building off our technique. It really is, that's what Sat just keeps pounding into us, just our technique and be able to stay on our feet, being physical. Today's emphasis was being physical, being able to run the ball on Saturday and just moving guys.
Talking with Luke Lindenmeyer, what did you learn most from the Michigan game? Elite front seven. It's a game that's a tape that you can learn a lot from. So what did you guys take away from that game?
I mean, we probably went against like some of the best guys. I mean, just learning, not just like waiting to see what they're gonna do, but attacking. I think is the main takeaway that I took, at least. And as for like pass game stuff too, that like pick my feet up a little bit, maybe I get my hand down and stay up on I had a little out route, I can go make a touchdown. Like just being able to stay up after we get the ball, making someone miss, and turning those small plays into big plays.
Luke, what's Coach Rule's message been to you guys? He's a fiery motivator. Has he had a specific message about this week?
Hunt. Just going out and hunting, just like a lion or a wolf would do. Like nobody's coming to save them. Nobody's coming to feed them. Like they got to go out and eat what they kill.
So as this offense as a whole, and I want to sort of get back to Dana and how he sort of progressed in this role with this team. How have you seen him maybe as a play caller change at all from the last 4 or so games last year to now, again, having that full off season? Has anything changed at all?
I think, he was just trying to understand like the verbiage of the offense last year, and now that he understands it, now he's like bringing his stuff into his flair. And after these first 4 weeks, he's just like, we're just building off of it now, adding new stuff or maybe tweaking a little stuff here and there. And I'm excited for Saturday.
And final few, Luke, but the run game, I know you guys want to sort of get that going here in the Big Ten. What are some of the keys for you guys as you become a blocker in those situations, the keys to getting the running game going?
Just physicality and moving people, getting pads under pads and striking guys and putting them in places that they don't want to go.
Final one, Luke, but you have I didn't notice if you had a TD celebration at all when you scored against Akron. Do you have were you inspired by Gronkowski to spike it or anything? Do you have any celebrations in the holster?
I do. I have a couple. Me and Nate planned some last year. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get in the end zone last year. But me, Carter, and Heinrich have been talking about some. Just that's one way that we've been just having fun in the tight end room and doing those celebrations at practice too. Just bringing the energy up.
Okay, so we'll keep it a secret until it happens in the game, and I'll be on the lookout for that touchdown celebration. Luke, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Always great to catch up with Luke Lindenmeyer. He was one of my first interviews I had the chance to do here when I took this job with the Huskers. So he's had a really great year at 7 catches for 60 yards. That kind of gets lost in it in that loss to Michigan, but he's had a really, really good year. And certainly has taken that next step since Dana Holgorsen has taken over the play calling. Well, Fans Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Our coverage on Saturday begins 11 a.m. Central with Husker Game Day. It is Nebraska and Michigan State homecoming here from Memorial Stadium. Hope that you can join us here on all our stations on the radio network. Hour number 2, Sports Nightly. Jessica Coody joins me right after this.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at Woodhouse. We carry a wide selection of trusted brands across more than 20 locations, offering everything from efficient daily drivers to bold new EVs and family-ready SUVs. At Woodhouse, we put your experience first, offering expert guidance and a trusted team that's guaranteed to help you find the right vehicle. Visit a location near you or start shopping online at woodhouse.com. More ways to drive, more reasons to trust. This is Woodhouse.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
At Lindenmeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorce seed-enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn, and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Lindenmeyer products at therightseed.com.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Good evening, Husker Nation. I'm David Sotek reporting from our studio, and the Sports Ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. First preseason rankings for bowling were released earlier today, and Nebraska is at the number 2 spot. The Huskers received 1,702 total points and 7 first-place votes in the National 10-Pin Coaches Association 2025-2026 preseason poll, just behind number 1 Jacksonville State, who received 1,777 total points and 14 first-place votes. The number 3 and 4 spots belong to Vanderbilt and Youngstown State, respectively, and Nebraska kicks off their season at the Motiv Penguin Classic in Ohio on October 17th. Next, Husker baseball released their schedule today for the upcoming season, and out of their 55 games, 24 of them will be at home at Hawks Field in Haymarket Park. And in the upcoming season, 19 games will be played against 8 2025 NCAA participants in Auburn, Creighton, Florida State, Kansas State, Louisville, Oregon, and USC. And finally, some MLB scores from around the country. The Detroit Tigers headed out to Cleveland to face the Guardians, where the Guardians came out victorious 6-1. And also the Boston Red Sox are facing the New York Yankees at the top of the 7th, all tied up at 3-3. The Sports Ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
2 wide each way, Underwood out of the gun. Marshall, the running back right. Takes the wayside snap, 4-man twisting rush. Underwood under pressure, ball's loose, it's picked up. Deshaun Singleton was in the area, beanbags on the turf. They stripped it. Black shirts get it done and get the takeaway. Snap to Raiola, rolls right, looks downfield to the numbers. Raiola plants, launches, far right side of the end zone, jump ball. Was it caught? Was it caught?
Unreal.
Touchdown, Huskers! Jakari Barney on a prayer! 52 yards!
Line drive serve is in. Pass by Harper, set middle. Rebecca for the match. She got it! Call the grandkid. Nebraska wins another in 5 over Creighton. The Big Red remains perfect. 9-0 in 2025.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back, hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. Hi for the first time for me tonight. Great stuff with Kyle and Coach Holgerson and Luke. Coach Holgerson's a trip.
Yeah,
he's fun to talk to.
He's a good guy, and had an opportunity to dive into a lot of topics. Of course, with the offense, what the expectations are here for this Michigan State team and game. And I know that there's a lot of good things that have come out of this bye week. We've heard Coach Holgerson, not just him, but everybody sort of say how hard these guys have gone over the last couple weeks to get ready, and the things that they've learned from the Michigan game and the adjustments that they've made. So I feel like they're ready to go. It's been a while of not seeing another color jersey, so I'm sure they're chomping at the bit to get out there on Saturday.
I still haven't submitted my pick of the week. What is it? The player? What is the actual title of the feature?
Player of the game, or
player to watch, or whatever it might be. I still haven't submitted it, but I think you have convinced me to go to Luke Lindenmeyer. I don't think I've picked Luke this year. I did pick Heiner Carberg, but I have not picked Luke Lindenmeyer. You guys have.
I think he fell under the radar last week a little bit with how good he was. I mean, he had 7 catches, 60 yards. It was a career day for him.
Yeah, and that was following, the week before that. In his press conference, Dana Holgerson had kind of called him out a little bit, challenged him a little bit, said he wasn't good enough in that game against Houston Christian, and so he was big. You can tell Dylan is, I think Dylan is comfortable throwing the ball around to everybody. Obviously, he's done it every single game this season. He's gotten a lot of different guys involved, but you can tell there's just a different level of trust there. I mean, he is really comfortable throwing the ball to Luke Lindenmeyer a lot of times, I think maybe being his security blanket.
Yeah, and I remember one of the first interviews I had done here, and I think I've told this story on the radio before, about Luke's always been a confident pass catcher. He just necessarily wasn't his role last year with the amount of guys they had in the tight end room. And then when Dana had taken over the play calling over the last 4 games of the year, you saw him become more of a prominent asset within the offense, and you're seeing it early on here. With the first game he had at Cincinnati, essentially passed all of his career totals in one game, and 7 catches, 60 yards against a really good Michigan defense. He's a big, prominent piece, not just in the run game as a blocker, because he's the best blocking tight end that they have in that room, but also the added aspect we've seen in the NFL and in college football. When you have a good pass-catching tight end, he's a matchup nightmare for defenses.
Well, and just going back to, again, I talked to Luke for the Cornhusker conversation, and when Dana Holgorsen got here, Dana was a guy that told, we're going to get you the football. So I think a lot of times we point to the matchup of, so last week, it could be a big day for the tight ends, and it was. But I think Coach Holgorsen's every game, no matter what the defense looks like, is going to try and get the ball to Luke Lindenmeyer.
Yeah, the tight ends, and not just that group, but you look at how dispersed in terms of the production in which it's been. Looking through some of the numbers that Nebraska's put up this year and the unique stats, as I like to call them. 10 different players have an explosive catch, so that's a catch of 20 or more yards. 18 different receivers have caught a pass this year. 5 different players have 13 or more catches. So what does that tell you? Dylan's not locking eyes on one target. He's not falling in love with one side of the field or one receiver. He's been really good at dishing the rock, and that keeps defenses on their toes. So I think that's been a really good sign throughout the first 4 games of the year. Not just Luke or even Heinrich getting into the act as a pass catcher in the last game, caught his first career touchdown, but the amount of weapons that they have in terms of that passing game, which has been one of the best in the country. While we want to talk a lot about maybe the lack of the ability to run the ball successfully against Michigan, let's talk about how good the pass offense has been, and that was even without really a plus performance from a Dane Key, who came in as your number 1 wide receiver. You look at guys like Isaiah Hunter and Ja'Cory Barney, and the ability for all these running backs. Maybe they're trying to find more from them in the run game, but their ability to be a part of the pass game along with the tight ends, it's a really, really balanced passing attack.
What, number 2 in the country, right? Did I see that?
Yes.
So last week, still had 9 different guys catch a pass. That was one of the things when I talked to Dylan for the Cornhusker conversation that week leading into Houston Christian, is I brought up a couple of those stats from the first 2 games about how many guys he's thrown the ball to that have caught passes, and he was surprised by it. Like he didn't even realize how much he's throwing the ball around. That just, I think, speaks to the trust that he has, that no matter what the play call is, he knows that the guys are going to be in the right spot, and that's how he's kind of spreading the ball around. That might be a question that Josh might have to do at some point. How many wide receivers catch a pass? Because if it was 9 last week, and then it was double digits.
It's been double digits for the first probably 3 before the Michigan game was 9. Minus Henry Lutowski, who technically caught a pass.
Right.
Legal
And he was
touching.
on there. I didn't count him. So he technically makes it double digits, but it's 9. So you're averaging 9-10 through the first 4 games. I wonder if that could be a Josh stat of the week for the Nebraska pick, that how many receivers catch a pass.
Yeah, where you set the over-under at, maybe it's 8.
I would say 8.
Yeah,
you got to set it at
8.5 is the number that you have to pick over or under. I think that's a really good stat. We'll leave it to Josh, because Josh always comes up with something super interesting, but that's a really good one.
But if it's not that, you and I can just say it here and follow back up on that. So if we set it at 8, I think I will take the over.
I mean, the trend and the consistency of that trend will tell you the over, right? I mean, they have not hit, if 8.5's the number, they have not hit that under yet all year. So it's probably got to be higher. It's probably got to be 9.5 if you look at it that way. So I would take the over on that. It's just the comfort that Dylan, again, we sort of, it's like a broken record, but the confidence that Dylan has at the line of scrimmage, his confidence in his guys and the timing that you build with your guys throughout the offseason, that goes a long way. And his ability to create a connection with the Dane Keys and the Isaiah Hunters and some of the other guys that are getting some of their first real reps, it's pretty impressive.
Listen, because the guys that caught passes against Michigan are going to keep catching passes. You have Luke Lindenmeyer, Ja'Cory Barney, Emmett Johnson, Dane Key, Heinrich Harburg, Isaiah Hunter, Quinn Clark, Cortez Mills, Mekhi Nelson. So those are going to be guys that continue to be a part of this offense. But then you are listening to Coach Rule talking about getting other guys involved, like a Carter Nelson. So I think maybe you even get to the point where maybe that over-under later on in the season is at a 9 or a 10 even.
Yeah, I have the note on my charts. The last catch for Carter Nelson was November 29th of last year. It was the Iowa game. So it's been a long time for Carter to get a reception.
I wonder if they're going to try to get him involved a little bit more this week.
I could see that. Again, didn't have a spring, came back in the summer from hip surgery. It's really tough. I mean, they've played him a little bit in the slot. I haven't seen him a whole lot as an inline tight end. I've seen him more as a slot receiver, and we've seen Mosey with Janiron Bonner getting hurt sort of usher into that role as well as a running back. So with Mosey being more in the slot, does that take away snaps from a Carter Nelson, who probably would play more of that role? You'd think he'd play a bigger role with the injury to Bonner, but it just hasn't panned out.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I think I've said this on this program before. I know I talked to Damon about it, but it's been really cool to see Carter Nelson and how much he embraces his role in special teams. Boy, he gets fired up about it. He's one of those guys going over there getting those iPads, making sure that doing everything right. And so while maybe his role hasn't been as big in the offense as maybe a lot of people thought, and even probably he expected, but just got a little derailed by an injury. The fact that he has found another role that he can contribute in and seems to be having a lot of fun with it and taking a lot of pride in it, I think speaks a lot about, the culture, but also Carter Nelson. I think it's pretty neat to see because he could have, this day and age, a lot of those guys, maybe if you come in, you're the number one tight end, everybody in the country wants you, and you're not getting as many targets, kid pout about it, but he's found another way to contribute.
And that's the way that you get an opportunity to contribute at the next level, is through special teams and having that in your bag. I was looking today, you mentioned special teams, not just the amount of what Nebraska's done in terms of the return game and punt return specifically. They're top 30 nationally in returns. Barney has over 100 yards of punt return yardage. It's the first time we've seen that in 6 years where a punt returner's gone over 100 yards in a season. He's done that in 4 games, but also they have not allowed an explosive punt return this year, and they have not really allowed a whole lot in the kick return game. The opponents have averaged negative 1 yard per return in punts. So we mentioned field goal, punt operation is key. We haven't had any really big mistakes on special teams, but also you're limiting explosive plays.
Will Compton basically guaranteed me last week that that Nebraska was going to return a punt back to the house. Didn't quite happen, but he is fully convinced that it is happening soon with this group.
It was closed for Ja'Cory last game, just got tripped up.
Yeah. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. And Sports Nightly is brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. Offices in Lincoln and Columbus. When we come back, going to talk a little women's basketball. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Hey Husker fans, every grower's got that game-winning play. Maybe it's upgrading that old pivot, switching up the play with smart tech, or controlling water like a pro. Valley Irrigation's putting $100,000 on the line to back 2 growers ready to score big. This is your chance to get that $75K or $25K irrigation grant, plus a $50 parts or service voucher just for logging in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Visit valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. That's valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. We talked last night about Nebraska men's basketball. They were up here getting all their intro video shoots done, the social media, all kinds of stuff done, getting set for the season. Today It was about the women's basketball team up here and taking their time in the spotlight. And so I had a chance to catch up with the now junior Jess Petrie, who took on a big role last year after the injury to Natalie Potts. You really saw her really take off at the end of the season during conference play and then into the NCAA tournament. So had a chance to chat with her as she enters season number 3 with the Huskers. All right, well, how does it feel to be back doing this kind of stuff? The season's near. It's got to get exciting for you guys.
Yes, we hit that time of season when 20-hour weeks have started, so it's really getting exciting. We play practice at PBA tomorrow for the first time, so it's really starting to feel real.
I told you, I can't believe you're a junior. It doesn't sound right yet.
No, I can't believe it either. 3 years, going into the 3rd year, it's crazy. A lot of change, but good change this year, so we're really excited.
How does it feel different now that you're an upperclassman?
I get to bust people around. No, I think it's just like a new leadership responsibility. Core of our group graduated last year, so just kind of figuring out like who I am as a leader and how I can help this group and contribute that way.
That's awesome. You took on a bigger role last year and really were playing some really good basketball at the end of the season last year. What'd you take away from the stretch to close the season that you wanted to build off of and that you learned from there in that stretch?
I mean, a lot. I think just the confidence aspect of just knowing my teammates backed me and my coaches, and just so trying to carry that into this year and just playing me and contributing to my team as much as possible, whatever that role looks like.
You do so many different things. What are some areas that you thought, okay, I want to even grow on and be even better at going into this year?
I think just Lex obviously graduated last year. There's a huge rebounding hole there. So just getting better at rebounding, and then just defensively, just doing what I need to do, whatever position that is, if it's battling with a bigger big or coming at a guard, like defensively, that kind of thing. So,
besides yourself, who else is trying to fill that rebounding role of Alexis?
All of us bigs are tag teaming right now. Obviously, big hole left, but I think our guards are doing a great job too of helping us rebound down. So.
How has this team gelled throughout? I know you're practicing more now, but got to spend some time together through the summer. How has this team come together with all the players coming back, but then the new pieces that were added?
Yeah, I mean, obviously missed a bit of a chunk of summer workouts. So I went home. So just coming back over and seeing the fresh faces was awesome. I think we're just a very different team than what we have been this year, which is exciting. A little smaller, but it just allows for a lot more creativity and just our roles. Everyone has to contribute this year for us to be good, and I think that's really exciting.
How is it different than last year, I guess?
I think just like we've brought in new faces, new talent, just that kind of stuff, just playing to everyone's strengths this year, and just so it looks a little different. So it's really exciting.
Just the team bonding part of it. I know that's been an important part of this culture. How have you seen that translate with the new group coming in? And you got some older players that have played a lot of basketball, just one freshman, and then with the people that have been here, how has that meshed, I guess?
I think like a lot of our transfers have been, now I think all of them except for Claire are upperclassmen, so they knew kind of coming in our culture, and they know the upperclassmen, so they just kind of taking everyone under their wing, gelling in. They know what to do. They've been at different programs before, so it's exciting to bring that aspect of just a different program to this program.
What have practices been like? Have you guys been battling it out?
Yeah, 20-hour week started last week, so it's been fun to get readjusted to that again. 2 hour and maybe a half practices, which has been fun, but it's been exciting. It just allows us so much more time to get on the same page and grow before our scrimmages for it's coming around real quick.
Yeah, less than a month away. I think 3 weeks from this weekend. What are some of the things that these teams need, or you guys need to do, throughout these next 3 weeks to be where you want to be when you tip this thing off?
Yeah, I think we're just focusing on us controlling the controllables, getting really good at our offensive sets, playing a lot more 4 out 1 in, which is really exciting, and then just we're working on our defensive schemes right now. I think that's another part of this year. Is just I think defensively we're going to be really scary just with who we've got, which is exciting. So just day by day, kind of getting better as a team as we inch closer to that first game. Yeah,
that's awesome. I asked a lot of people about this, but tickets just went on sale for PBA in this season, and you can get some mini packs and all of that. But what does that do for you guys when PBA is rocking? And you got some big matchups even early in the season, but to have that kind of support, how does that feel you guys?
Oh, it helps so much. Going, as an opponent, going into a place where you already got those nerves, it's just so much harder to play. And just teams coming here on the road, it's already a scary place, but with a little bit more consistent, it's going to be even more scarier. So just a couple of those games, we have people from the conference that have never come out here before, so it'll be really exciting to welcome them to the Big Ten. Our fans are awesome.
Did you do anything fun this summer when you went back home?
Not much, really. I
ate some Aussie food. You were telling me you were missing that.
Yes, I did. Lots of Tim Tams, lots of Milo, lots of Vegemite. I was on school drop-off all the time for my siblings. My parents were loving it. Their favorite Uber was back in town, so.
Awesome. Great stuff. Appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you.
Gotta love those Australian accents. I always love chatting with Jess Petrie and looking for big things to come for her in her junior season. Hey, you can check out Jess and the rest of the Nebraska women's basketball team. Those 5-game mini plans, the starting 5 mini plans, on sale now. Just $65. Choice of the 5 games, reserve seating to be inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. Huskers.com/tickets. First exhibition game for Nebraska women's basketball coming up on Friday, October 24th at 8 o'clock. The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. And Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Coming up next, we're going to talk some Nebraska men's golf. Keep it here.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley Parts or Service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
At Woodhouse, we're with you every step of the way. With more than 20 locations and brands, you'll find options that fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking for your first car, your next SUV, or something built to tow and haul. Enjoy straightforward pricing, helpful guidance, and a dealer experience built around you. Visit one of our convenient locations today or explore your options online at woodhouse.com. Serving our customers for 50 years, this is Woodhouse.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership.
We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back. I'm Jessica Coody, and Nebraska men's golf off to a great start to the fall season. In fact, coming off their first team title win last weekend at the Get Her Done tournament out at Firethorn. First one in over a decade. And so to talk about that and all the exciting things around the program is the head coach, Judd Cornell. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is exciting.
Well, a lot of exciting things around this program and a lot of cool things happening. But how about that team title at the Get Her Done Invitational and out there at Firethorn? How exciting was that?
It was fun. Just to do it at home and to the fashion we did it. We all played well and didn't just get the victory, but kind of did it with ease, which was great to see. We kind of blew the field out, and which always helps with guys' confidence, and doing it in front of your home crowd is great. So.
And Rudy Citrone had a great week for you guys. In fact, set a program record for a 3-round score and is the Big Ten Golfer of the Week. Tell us about him and what's gone into what he's been able to do here to start his junior season.
Yeah, I mean, we're really lucky to get a player of his caliber. It doesn't happen very often, and hopefully he's helped us already from with belief with recruits that they can have a great career here, and he's just a phenomenal talent. And I think he's just kind of learning little things like, from a mental standpoint on how to be a little more professional as a golfer, but there's always something to learn. And he's a great talent that I think, we're going to see more wins from him, I think. It's just kind of when you watch him play, it's something that it's just a matter of time when he has that week. So we'll probably see it again, I'm sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
So the Get Her Done Invitational, people know that. What Get Her Done means. Larry the Cable Guy, too, and he was out there, I'm told. He was announcing guys off the tee. How great is it to have his support?
Yeah, he's a great supporter of our program and Husker Athletics, obviously. And luckily he was in town. He was done touring, and he was announcing guys on the first tee. So that was fun. A lot of guys still knew who he was. but he had some fun with them.
That takes some concentration. He's cracking some jokes, and you got to get up there and tee off.
Yeah, there was one player that said they had to back off. He made him laugh, so he's great.
In Firethorn too, I know you guys kind of use that as your home course a lot of times. What does that mean to you to have that kind of course to be able to prep your guys with and to have a tournament like that?
Yeah, well, the membership there has been super supportive of us. I mean, we couldn't do the things we're able to do without them, and it makes it even better that it's such a championship caliber course. So we're really lucky to have it.
It's not just Rudy. You got a lot of guys. I know you're really excited about this group, but for this group to be able to do something that hadn't been done for this program in over a decade, what was it about the way that they all came together there over those few days?
I mean, honestly, I think they're just good players that they all had a good week, and we have a freshman from Kansas City who's playing great golf, and Brody and Rudy. Brody's only a sophomore, and he's been playing great. They've kind of been leading us, and then we have Jackson Benj, who's a sophomore, who's played one man for us a couple times already. So it's great. It's always great to have a competitive team, and even better when we're young. So we'll have everyone coming back, and so it's pretty exciting.
Couple Nebraska kids too, right?
Yeah, and a couple Nebraska kids, which is even better.
What is that like recruiting? I mean, you played here, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what it's like to be here, be a student athlete here. How special is it when you can get those Nebraska kids to stay home?
Yeah, it's always a great fit. They always succeed here. I think too, just the more competitive we get, it's kind of, it doesn't even make sense to go somewhere else. The better we get, the better our facilities keep getting, because the student athlete experience here, it truly is second to none. Like, I've been around a lot of other coaches, and it's just it's a great place to play college golf, and to be an athlete in general. So I think it's the reputation of the program as it continues to get better, which it is, and I think it's going to be a place where in-state kids are going to want to, they'll die to play at. So I think it's kind of getting to that point. We've had a lot of success with in-state kids, and we're just trying to get the top talent regardless of where they're from, but it's definitely better when they're from Nebraska.
You think you guys have been on an upward trend, as you talked about here over the last few seasons? What's gone into that?
I mean, just everything. Just the support we get, the players. We're getting some good talent, and when you get good talent, the expectations and the standards raise. So I think our standards have really changed. That's probably the noticeable difference, is just the standards of what the guys expect to play at, and they don't really care the past, and they're looking forward to potentially winning a Big Ten championship someday. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, is just the standard. I think when that raises, a lot of things just fall into place.
You talked about maybe different guys playing in the one spot, and have you moved them around, and what is that competition like? And it's got to be good for, right? Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly. I think even, we have all 10 guys have had their moments this year. And, as far as like our one man, it's like we could throw in 4 or 5 guys in there. And so it's not like it really matters who's playing 1, 2, or 3, but I think in their minds, it's something they're always shooting for. So yes, iron sharpens iron's the truth. It's a real thing for sure. And I think no matter what sport you're playing, it just kind of snowballs. And like I said, just puts a lot of things in place when guys are competing against each other and competing against themselves, which is important in golf, having that desire to improve, no matter where you're at in the lineup, just to kind of keep working your way up.
For sure. You compete for the titles in the spring, but this fall season is talked about. You play tournaments, and Jeff Greash was just telling me you guys played 4 weeks in a row, which hadn't been done here.
Yeah.
What is the importance of the fall season? What are you trying to accomplish with your group here in these months?
Yeah, so golf is a little different, where the season is all the same. So fall counts just as much as spring. We just have an off season right in the middle. But we're playing 6 tournaments this fall, and I've never done that, but I've always wanted to. Just being a Big Ten school from, the Midwest, to play all of our golf and kind of get our ranking as high as we can before the winter, and then kind of ease into spring. So I've always wanted to do it, and this is the first year I pulled the trigger on scheduling 6, and it is a lot. Guys have been playing since January. From a mental standpoint, it's something that yesterday we had a meeting just talking about the last push of the year. Like, we got one more month to focus, make sacrifices and kind of focus on school and golf. Then they can kind of take a break. But physically, they're fine. It's just a mental grind at this point. So they have 4 more weeks, and hopefully they can finish it off. So,
the recruiting is a big part of it. You've talked about that a couple different times now. What do you look for? How do you try to identify when you're recruiting these guys that would be a good fit for this program, and what you want in this program?
Yeah, I mean, obviously scores, you can't deny that.
Yeah.
But, you're just looking for something in a guy that you get to know their personality. You might find something in their game physically that you think you can build on, just so you want guys to continue to get better. And so, sometimes it's like you are who you are as a player senior year of high school. But if you see something in a guy that, they're already at the level to play in the Big Ten, but you see something that's maybe a glaring weakness that you can improve on, I think those guys are really attractive to recruit. Guys that you don't think have really hit a ceiling. And then, just guys that are competitive and love golf. Because it is a lot, it's a lot. So you got to have guys that like to do it,
What's your favorite part of the game to teach?
Man, I love short game.
Yeah.
I love teaching short game. I love it all, really. I love teaching putting. Full swing's fun, just because everyone's so different. Mm-hmm. Course management, that's another thing that these guys, you watch them play and they're so talented, but you forget how young they are.
Yeah.
And so they still have a lot of learning. You can never assume they know anything. So they have a lot of learning to do, from just managing their games, managing their routine, like their pre-round routine, post-round. So really everything. I like it all.
How do you identify it when, this guy might need a tweak in his swing,
Mm-hmm.
and some guys you don't want to touch the swing?
Right,
I mean, how do you identify that?
I think a lot of it's just when you see it. If it's, obviously there's so many ways to swing. If a guy has a tendency, if they're not playing well and you see a tendency that's pretty noticeable, then it might be time to, look at their golf swing, look at the basics, look at their chipping or putting. We use stats, because stats really don't lie. And really what we do is, these guys have 24 hours to turn in their stats, and then at the end of the tournament, we'll meet with our 2 assistants, Craig Sager and Travis Menzel. We'll all 3 meet, go over their stats, and then we walk across the hallway into our indoor, and we make up a practice, whether it's, working on 10-foot right to lefters on the putt view, or, we'll make up a combine for them in our simulator rooms. And then really, because time is of essence as a college athlete. So we're trying to make sure when they do have time to practice on their own, that they're just getting right down to the point of getting something done. So, and we'll just change it week by week. But yeah.
You got some new facilities to teach those guys, and we've heard about it. Troy's talked about it. Tell us about that and how big of a game changer that is for you.
It's great. I mean, the Big Ten, there's so many great facilities in the Big Ten and really beyond all of college golf. And being a state with a winter, we need some training that we can do indoors. And even the thing is we use it now. Even we use it in the summer. It's loaded with technology, so there's so many ways we can use it that we're taking advantage of, which I like the best. Like, we have, every one of us coaches is really getting, really knowledgeable with all of it, just to make sure we're using it properly. And it's just great. I mean, it's a great space that they have a locker room now that they can just kind of hang out in. It's just all on the second floor of the Hawks, which has it's kind of like the golf floor now, which is awesome to have it right on campus, and something that's convenient for them. I think sometimes convenience can go a long ways too. Just they can pop in whenever they want, and our offices are there, so if they ever want to talk about golf or whatever, they can too. So everything's right there, which is awesome.
And it's a short walk to the training table,
Yeah,
too.
it is. Short walk to the train. They got everything there. Yeah.
For people, because it's the same thing with like baseball and softball too, right? Those spring sports that try to say, oh, you can't practice, you can't get better at a school that has this kind of weather. But you beg to differ, right? I mean, you have some facilities that can enable guys to really still work on their game when you can't get out there.
Definitely, yeah. I'm a firm believer you don't need sunshine 12 months a year. I think that you can get so much done, whether it's we take practice trips or we start our season in February in the spring, and they have winter tournaments they play in. It's just I think having a little break just to get your mind right, your body right. It's just I don't think it's a disadvantage at all. I really don't. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of programs up north. Illinois which is in the Big Ten. They're one of the best programs in the country, and I just think you're going to start seeing more of that, just with the facility enhancements, the technology that allows you to practice indoors. Because I always tell the guys, you're not going to forget how to play golf.
Yeah.
As long as you keep a club in your hand and you're hitting on some areas to improve on. I mean, you're going to come out in the spring. You'll be better. I see it I've coached for a while now, and I feel like every year we come out in the spring sharp. And so you wouldn't even think we're up north. So I think that was an excuse of the past, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really do.
I love that. You played here, you were an assistant coach here. What has it meant to you to lead this program and to get it going in the direction that you want it to go in? Yeah, I mean, as a player, we had some teams that struggled, and then we had some great teams, went to regionals. I think it's the last time we've been to regionals, 2007 when I was here. And, then I've coached for 6 years as the assistant under Bill Spangler and Mark Hankins, and then now I've been the head coach here, so it's been amazing. I mean, I've seen good times, bad times, and it's a lot more fun when we're playing well. So hopefully we can continue that. So tell us, just with this group, I know you talked about closing out this fall and then getting a little bit of a break, but what are the expectations? I mean, you seem pretty excited about it. I mean, a group that maybe could set some high goals going into the next season or going into February, I guess. Yeah, I think the expectations, is to really just focus on ourselves and keep getting better. Whatever happens, last year we were really close to making regionals, and, probably our home tournament is the one that cost us because we didn't play well, and then this year we won it. So golf's just a strange sport where, you never want to get too high or low because a lot can change, but right now we're playing well and we have a great team. I know we have a team that can compete in the postseason. It's just a matter of letting ourselves go out and do it. So it's, as far as expectation, we don't really talk about it, I guess. It's just, we just try to handle day-to-day stuff. Yeah. As the athletic department, though, and Troy's talked about that. He wants all the teams to be competitive, right? I mean, how nice is that to be a part of a program that, in an athletics department that, hey, we want everybody to succeed? Yes. I think it's, again, it's just the standard. I think when everyone knows the standard, I think you just elevate to it naturally. I mean, when you have guys like Troy pushing to win, you just make it happen, however that is. Talk about golf being a weird sport. I think anybody that watched golf over the weekend at the Ryder Cup could attest to that. Yeah. A little disappointing, but hey, it was. At least they made it fun on Sunday. It was fun Sunday. Well, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on a great start to the season, and we'll look forward to big things to come from your team. Thanks a lot. Head coach of Nebraska men's golf, Judd Cornell, here with us on Sports Nightly. Got to step aside for a break. More of the show coming up after this.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Set yourself up for success with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back. A final minute or so left of Sports Nightly. Been a fun show. We had football, we had women's basketball, men's golf. We covered a lot of it today.
There's so much going on, and here at Sports Nightly, we cover all of it.
Yes,
and
we
it's
do.
A busy, busy time of year.
A lot of exciting things, and including with that men's program, as we just heard about. You could tell Coach Cornell's really excited about the group. They have had a great fall, and as we hear Troy talk about, he wants these teams to compete for those trophies and those titles. And certainly, I think they feel like they've got a group that could do that for Nebraska men's golf. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, coming up on tomorrow night's show, we will be back with the picks. The big dog is back, so we'll have him here joining us to make some picks. It was not a great week. Kyle, did you quit, or are you going to be back?
I'm back. I might quit after this week.
I feel like I asked you that, but rough week. Searles had an even worse week, so at least there's that.
That excites me.
That you told me
Misery loves company.
All you wanted to do was beat Searles.
That's all I need.
So we'll have a full 2 hours coming up for you here tomorrow night on Sports Nightly and the Huskers Radio Network. Thanks to Josh for helping put this all together. For Kyle Crooks, I'm Jessica Coody. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at Woodhouse. We carry a wide selection of trusted brands across more than 20 locations, offering everything from efficient daily drivers to bold new EVs and family-ready SUVs. At Woodhouse, we put your experience first, offering expert guidance and a trusted team that's guaranteed to help you find the right vehicle. Visit a location near you or start shopping online at woodhouse.com. More ways to drive, more reasons to trust. This is Woodhouse.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health.
Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
At Lindenmeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields. With the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Lindenmeyer products at therightseed.com.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola